So for this project, I started with a 12 by 9 inch frame that I had pre-painted and let dry for 24 hours. Then I took painter's tape and I went ahead and made the shape of a pot, a flower pot, and just put this down lightly. You don't want to rub it in real hard, but you do want it to adhere so that none of the golden molding paste seeps underneath it. And then I took golden molding paste that I had picked up at Michael's, and I just spread this all over it, and you can make it so that it goes over the edges of the painter's tape. And you do not want this to dry. You just go ahead and spread it on and then pull the painter's tape off and it will stay in that shape. And then you have to let this dry overnight. You can't do anything with it before that. You can add some paint to it before, and then it will already be colored, but I chose to paint it after. And I did take a little Q-tip. I got some in some other places, and I was able to wipe it off with a Q-tip. So this is the next day, and I am painting it blue. And you really have to wait the 24 hours for it to dry. And even though I don't show it here, I do go back in after this is dried and give it another coat of paint because it just wasn't enough paint. Next, I take some vitrograph glass. Vitrograph glass is long strands of glass like you see here that I picked up on Etsy. And I cut, it is very curvy. So to find the straight parts for what I needed, I went ahead and just cut little pieces out of it that were like straight stems that I was going to use for the flowers. And I think I may have cut about 8 of them out. And then I took ELMER'S glue, clear ELMER'S glue, and just put a little bit of it on the back of it and stuck it to the canvas. And then I started creating the flowers. So this glass that I'm using for the flowers is actually Ashland decorative filler that I had left over from a previous project. And what I had done was taken this Ashland decorative filler and some alcohol ink, some dark purple alcohol ink, and just mixed it together and then put it out on a piece of paper to dry overnight. Then I straightened it out with the tongue depressor, and I also took some of the Ashland decorative filler, the color it was before I colored it with the alcohol ink, which was a very light purple, and sprinkled that on the top just to give it a little variation in color. Then I took the tumbled green glass that I had, small pieces, and I started creating leaves at the very bottom of the top of the pot or the bottom of the stems. And this is glass that I have picked up at garage sales and thrift stores, broken up and tumbled in my tumbler for up to a week. Once I had the green glass all on, I was ready for the Mod Podge. So I put it up on several cups because you do not want it to stick to the paper below. And then I took some paper towel to catch the drips. I mixed 1 part gloss Mod Podge with 1 part water, mixed it up, and then just started spooning it carefully over the glass to try not to disturb it as much as I could. And after I had all the glass covered, I just let it sit there for 5 or 10 minutes. And after and kind of straightened it up. I used that little tongue depressor again to kind of push the glass back in place, because when you do put the Mod Podge over it, sometimes it does kind of slide away. And after about 10 minutes, I started shifting the canvas so that the Mod Podge would kind of drip out, and I went from side to side, smoothing it out, making sure I got along the sides, and just worked at it for about 10-15 minutes. I know it looks like I'm going real fast here, but it does take a little bit of patience and a little bit of time. Once you think you're done, it needs to sit for about 2 to 3 days, depending on how thick your glass is. This crushed glass, the Michael's decorative filler, is not real thick on here, so probably 2 days would be good. But I have a Mod Podge Christmas tree that you can look back at that I actually had fairly thick, and it was glass on glass, so you could look at the back of it and see how it was drying. And even though it looked like it was dry on the front, it was not dry on the back. So, and it's difficult to tell with a canvas. And lastly, I took these 3 adorable bumblebees that I had picked up on Amazon. I had also used them on a previous project and just scattered them around on the flowers. I think they're so cute. And then I was done. Hey everyone. Hope you enjoyed the project. So that was with that modeling paste, and I don't know, I just thought I would try it. I have worked with it before. I think I made the Santa's beard with it around Christmas time, but the modeling paste can be expensive. I got that up at Michael's, and I have experimented with using white paint and then putting I think flour and then maybe cornstarch in it. But, you know, with the Mod Podge, it's not as glossy as the resin, but you can see, you know, if you're afraid to work with resin, you can see there is gloss to the canvas, and the glass does sparkle still. So the best thing when you're using Mod Podge is to use sparkly glass, and it works wonderful with this. And I'm just going to show you how, I mean, this is really on there. So, yeah. Oh, one piece of glass fell off. So sometimes the larger pieces of glass, like this, you need to glue underneath. But this Mod Podge works best with the crushed glass. It works really good. And sometimes, like I said, the larger pieces of glass you have to glue on. The butterflies stay down. I'm kind of surprised they didn't knock off of there. But so I hope you guys enjoyed the project. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified of future videos, subscribe and you'll be notified. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.